Good morning. We're going to continue in a series of people that are listed in Hebrews 11 who are commended for their faith, but not in specific detail. They're sort of commended in categories. Hebrews 11 verse 32 reads, "And what more shall I say? For time would fail me to tell of Gideon, Barak, Samson, Jephthah," those judges, "of David and Samuel and the prophets, who through faith conquered kingdoms, enforced justice, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the power of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, were made strong out of weakness, became mighty in war, put foreign armies to flight. Women received back their dead by resurrection." That's from verse 32 through 35a, the beginning of 35. Faith does what, according to these verses? Well, in short, faith yields results. Faith is effective. Faith makes things happen. Now, why and how is a little bit of a mystery. God has orchestrated life so that when we depend upon Him, He acts. That He desires us to manifest faith. And you see this, and I mean, think about the individuals that are mentioned here. Gideon. Gideon is timid at first, but trusts God and acts in faith. Unconventional ways of warfare show up in the judges all around. I mean, the way that Gideon breaks a pitcher and all of a sudden chaos results in the Midianites and he ends up having conquest. God shows up with Barak, even in Barak's timidity as he calls on Deborah. God shows up. God shows up in Samson, who has his own addiction problems, his own problems of lust, his own problems of indulgence. And yet God uses him to conquer the Philistines. Jephthah, who is an odd character, who makes a very rash vow, God uses as a tool of deliverance. And on through the prophets, on through the kings like David, on through Samuel, one of the chief prophets in that way. The point is that they were used in ways that God had as part of His plan, in extraordinary ways, stopping the mouths of lions, quenching the power of fire. Of course, that may be a reference to things like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, escaping the edge of the sword. All kinds of things that are listed here. Stop the mouths of lions, Daniel in the lion's den. The point is this: if you're going to move and shake the world for Christ, you have to have faith, because God makes things effective predicated on faith. He acts in concert with our believing and trusting in Him. So God has all power, but God chooses to work in concert with our faith. Can He work outside of that? Sure He can. But He calls us to faith because He wants us to be participants in effective things for the sake of His kingdom. So my encouragement to you is this: if you want a life that is impactful, it's going to have to be a life where you trust God. I'm going to say that again. If you want a life that's impactful, it's going to have to be a life where you trust God. May the Lord bless you with that thought today.